everyone, it's me Jenny and it's time for another Random Tuesday vlog type thing. And today is not quite a movie review, it's more of a movie defense vlog. I would be filming from my movie bookcase, but I'm in the middle of sorting that out, as you can probably tell by the chaos that it's currently in. And so yeah, I'm just filming at my desk for once. And my movie that I will be defending is Vampire Academy, which in the title shouldn't be defensible, and yet I've watched it once with my twin sister, and this past weekend I was hanging out with my older sister and we were looking for a movie to watch, and my sister was like, "Didn't you tell me this movie was pretty good?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good." So we watched it again, and I've got to say, it's pretty good. Yes, we drank through it, but the reason why this film works, and the reason why it's so exceptionally refreshing on so many levels, it is an angst-free teen drama fantasy film. And that is so refreshing, because every time there's a cue for a drama, unnecessary stupidness, something completely and utterly just pathetic happening, where you're like, oh, for God's sake, you're teenagers, you're not that dumb, it gets solved by something like just a snap of humour, and it's sassy and it's fun and it's sarcastic. The heroine is just incredibly sassy, and it's got a very dry sense of humour, and she knows what she wants and she does it, which is something that's so rarely shown, particularly with teen movies, where you actually have teenagers with agency and with control of the situation and able to be like, no, I don't have time for your emotions right now, and have the bravery just to say it, and get on with it, and, you know, hey, you're hot, let's make out. Like, that level of just getting on with it, knowing what they want, having that kind of focus. It does deal with a lot of teenage issues which do come up. Things like self-harm is an issue that comes up, bullying, and a lot of other really good classic, you know, teen drama themes, and yet it's brought up in such a clever way that it remains fun and just angst-free. You don't get, you know, unnecessary drama, you just have the drama, and then you have the fun, and it combines really well. And that being said, it also has a really, like, I can't say it's a good plot, I can't say it's an original plot, but it's entertaining. You know, it's got a very set of rules within the world, which makes sense once you actually get to know it. It's structured like a mystery, so there's a lot of plot points that come in because you've got the mythology of the world that you've got to learn. It doesn't waste that much time on the mythology of the world, which is really, really fun. It does have some completely and utterly shameless exposition throughout, entertainingly so. I mean, it's completely like, remember those 2 years ago when we escaped from the Vampire Academy? I don't like when you call it Vampire Academy. Well, you do suck blood, type thing. But, like, even with the shameless exposition, it builds the world in a very complex way, and you can tell it's based on teen novels. Me and my sister, the moment I finished watching it, my sister was like, I'm downloading it on my Kindle right now, and she's going to read them. And you can tell it's based on a really, really complex universe. I haven't actually read the books, and I will be downloading them on my Kindle to read as a fun, breezy brain time. But I like the fact that it builds a universe, it builds it in a very complex and fun way. The action is pretty good for your average movie. I'm sure that the entire budget for this movie is about 1/10 of a half of a Twilight film. It is probably absolutely 1,000 times minuscule. Yet it's pretty well directed. The acting is pretty solid for a B-movie sort of level of standard, and it's just so refreshingly fun and entertaining. And as someone who I'd never read Twilight, but I've said it before, if I read that when I was 13 or 14, it would have been my Bible when I was 13 or 14. I'm so glad that I didn't read any of it until I was an adult, when I could actually look at it with a really, really objective point of view. And that's, you know, not dissing teenagers, that's just me when I was that age, because that's the sort of thing that I used to, like, pencil in after watching Buffy, would have been Twilight, yes, that's a confession. But, you know, I was 13 or 14. I think I'd given up the ghost by the time I was 14 and a half, to be honest, on that subject. But it's nice to see this book come into a good film, and I'm really, really sad that the fan kind of crowdfunding didn't work out for this film, because there are some really awesome directorial choices and there's a lot of plot left to go in it. Particularly, I love the scene where there is a character he's a bad guy and he's been put behind jail, and he's telling the exposition. He's doing it really, really well, and stuff is happening because it's dark truths, and stuff is happening in the background, and you're like, for a minute, you're really, really scared that your heroine is really, like, messed up. And then it turns out that it's something else, but it's a really good reveal. Anyway, there we go. I don't think I've given any spoilers, but basically, really fun film. It's not great, but it's dang entertaining, and I really enjoyed it. It's so refreshing. And I'm sorry I rambled on for so long. Have you seen Vampire Academy? Did you enjoy it? Will you give it a go? I think it's worth a go, particularly if you are incredibly bored. It's almost like a parody of its own genre, and yet still very well ingrained in its own story. I think it's well worth a watch, but that's just me, and I am that sort of person. There we go. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye guys.